Welcome back to another round of weekly news. Let's see what we have in store for this week. So we're going to take a look at the things that you can already find within the game itself. And first up, it's of course going to be the current event that is Siracusano Rerun. Now I've received these questions many a times in my stream, and you see on Facebook, on Twitter, everywhere, everyone's asking the same thing. Where is the ×6 auto redeploy? So if you click on the stage, for example, there is no option for you to go ×1 to ×6. That is because this particular rerun happened before the limited event, that was the Virtuosa event in the CN server. So in a way, when it came to EN, you could consider that they got a bit lazy with coding out the event, so they decided not to bring it for us. A bit strange, it could have happened, but this might be the only and last time that you see this kind of thing occur. It's not just on the newest event itself. If you actually re-look at some of the older events within the intermezzi and the side story, so obviously in supply stages and story stages, you can see all the ×6 that's happening over there, right? But the side story events all do not come together with it. So for example, if I want to find my SN5 now, notice there is no ×6 coded into it. And then let's just do one more example. For example, Ideal City right here. Yeah, there's no ×6. So this is the reason why you don't see it in the rerun. It might also happen when it gets added back into the side story. Now, still onto the event. That's not the event, by the way, but onto Siracusano Rerun. Another thing that we don't get is the potential for Vigil. So that means you don't get the free yellow certs. This is because the way you did it is to do some of the quests by navigating the city area of Siracusano, and since you don't get it once you've played it once, this is the reason why you don't get Vigil pods. Do take note, if let's say you're trying to farm this as an old player, so you've played the event before, you don't have to play the EX stages. The only one you need to is EX8 CM, because that gives a furniture, so you can transfer that into the intelligence certificates. But other than that, the S stages, you can also kind of ignore it as well. So this is the going by the rewards here. Some of you might be very tempted to get these things. You don't have to. You only need to hunt for this particular thing. Unless you want to see your old clears, then that's perfectly fine. But if you're a new player coming into this, then of course try to clear everything. Don't be disheartened if you can't clear the S stages, because it is pretty normal. Again, this is also for the new players to do. This one, the old players, you wouldn't be looking at it at all. This just needs you to like some of the reviews that you see here. That's how you got your visual pods the previous time. The store is really nice, by the way. I've already bought out most of the things in the store, but I really love the fact that there are 6 tier 4 materials and 2 tier 5 for you to get, which is going to be pretty darn helpful for your account. Now with this rerun, there are new things that you get to see. For instance, you get the skin, only one skin, that is Vigil skin that you can buy, and the skin that's rerunning is the Witch Feast series, so I've already bought 2 of them because they're very pretty, and then there's still a Snow Sand skin sitting for me. You can see all my old skins still sitting here. By the time you watch this video, you probably only have 24 hours left to get it, but if you're wanting to rush, this is a good reminder. Same goes for the packs. They are also running out, along with the elusive selector ticket that comes every 6 months. Then, furniture as well. There are 2 sets of furnitures that you can buy. It's the Siracusan Court of Justice, along with the Siracusan Retro. So go ahead to use the furniture parts to get them. And we are approaching the end of the month, so I'm going to help you out to remind you that you can spend on your green certs for those of you who want to, or your yellow certs, especially if you're trying to get your 10 times roll. Also on your purchase certificates, if any of you are using it to buy module data block, you can always buy 4 per month. This is a good reminder for you. Now speaking of things that you could be doing, you will see this shop operator stuff. That is because there is a special banner going on right now, and it's Kernel locating. So what this does is that you can choose your units that you want to feature on the banner. It's like a make your own banner. So over here, there are 12 6 stars for you to choose, and then here there are 24 5 stars to choose. Some of you might be wondering, how does this work? So you can place operators in the relevant boxes. Now the 2 boxes here are important because you can buy them with certificates. So typically people don't pull for the banner because it works like a standard banner, meaning there is still a chance that you get an off banner despite placing the 2 people here. So what most people would do is to use the 180 certificates to buy out the 6 star that they want. In terms of which 6 star I think you guys should be going for, most likely in terms of things that are very used today, I would say it's Ifrit, Saria is going to be a pretty decent choice as well. For those of you who don't mind the besiegers, Rosa is a very nice pairing. I always use her within my IS runs. Schwartz is also not bad. Phantom's not bad. Chen's not bad. The rest, it depends whether you are really going to use them a lot. Like Skadi is going to be very fun. Osima is super fun with Module. Ark is if you're going for buffer squad. Magalan for those of you Magalan lovers, and the other two as well. Not as often that you use them, but if you are just missing them, maybe you can go for it. And then singles for the 5 stars, these are your typical year 1 units that you see over here. Things like Silence, Project Raid, Lapland, Spectre, the famous ones that you all always hear from people naming, like Warframe as well. Platinum also, those are all the pretty good choice. Even Estesia, I'm gonna say, is pretty darn nice to pick, comparing her to some of the arts cards we have today. So that's that for the Kernel hit hunting. So create your banner and then you can buy those units in the shop. There is also another standard banner that's happening right now. So this one features Executor Outer and Mudrock, which you can buy from the store. I wouldn't suggest you to pull on standard banners, as I always say. If you want to, you can buy yourself a Mudrock, because Mudrock is pretty decent. Maybe in the recent events and story chapters, not as often you see her. Like the last time that I really hear people raving about Mudrock was because of chapter 10, but since then, I think you hear more people raving about Executor Outer, especially with Module. Pull if you want, but we have some banners upcoming soon, which you will hear about in this video. And also Quirkus is in the shop, because she's in the middle of the 2 5 stars. That's how you tell who is in the shop. There is a update about recruitment, which this one was very surprising. If you notice over here, there used to be a cost for LMD, and we don't see it anymore. That's because this is a quality of life update, but it was only added to CN recently, literally like in 2 weeks ago kind of thing. So I'm surprised myself that they added this to EN, which kind of means you wouldn't need to, choose to save your LMD by going 7 hour 40. Some of you do that, I do that, but now it doesn't feel all too bad to max out the time at 9 hours. So good change, at least now your LMD can be used for other good purposes instead of wasting it all the time on your recruitment. So those are the updates that you can currently see within the game. Now, what can you see in the next few weeks? Okay, coming up after this event, it's going to be CC1 Pyrolysis. There's going to be a little bit of a break in between, even though this rerun already feels like a dead week of sorts, but there's still going to be even more of a break until the return of Contingency Contract. This is going to be an easy event, and then we're not very certain yet when the Dagon Breaker event will happen, but it's definitely after Pyrolysis. Could be right after, or there might be another break again, but we'll see about that soon. And then it's going to be Firelight rerun, following on with Ray's event, and very soon you're going to see Shu and Zuola drop into the EN server, which I'm very excited for. Now, about Pyrolysis, there is a special hit hunting banner happening, and that is Joint Operation 12. So this one features Pozionka, Surtur, Suzerain, and Mizuki. I think the off-putting one here is Mizuki, because not a lot of people use Mizuki today, and he's a pretty tough one to use. But for everybody else, Suzerain, the queen of SSS, Surtur is going to be a very viable panic button that you put in to kill stuff, and Pozionka pretty good all around in many stages. So pretty worthy 6 stars over here. The idea of Joint Operation is that these are guaranteed units. No other 6 stars will appear. So basically a 25% chance to see each of these 6 stars. And if you don't get the 6 stars, there's also the 5 stars, and they are also the only ones that you'll see. So that includes Wind Chimes, Kafka, Iris, Hibiscus, Kiave, and Asbestos. Not the most popular 5 stars that you hear all about. I think the pretty decent ones may be Kafka and Asbestos, but the rest, I would hope that you don't get them. But yeah, like I said, guaranteed 5 stars. Feel free to pull on this banner if you want to, or if not, you'll be saving up for the upcoming ones, that is Dagon Breaker and Ray. That's that for this particular video. I hope I've given you guys great news, and I will see you next week. I haven't answered the question of the week. Question from last week: how much do I anticipate the limited banners that are coming up? I would say that I'm looking very forward to the CNY banner, the Shu and Zola one, because I love both characters very much. Then the R6S ones, I mean, I think R6S being in the game is super cool, so I'm also looking forward to that. And when it comes to Wizardel and Logos coming into the game, I really want Logos, because I mean, Logos has been a character that I'm hyped for, one of the NPCs I want to see, along with Ulpian. And Wizardel, I kinda don't mind it, she's crazy overpowered, but I don't really care that she's overpowered. I might make a video to talk about power creep and all these things. I know some people might want to hear my opinion, and we'll see if that happens. Otherwise, that's all for today. See you guys next week. Thanks for watching the video. Bye bye.